Kimetsu no Yaiba, the strongest swordsman who taught Tanjiro's ancestors the breath of sun. Yoriichi Tsugikuni. The origin of breathing techniques, also known as the first breath, is the breath of sun. And when it comes to the breath of sun, we cannot forget the swordsman who was as strong as Muzan. The owner of the earrings Muzan is scared of, Yoriichi Tsugikuni. A fun fact is that Yoriichi is the twin brother of Michikatsu, the strongest member of the 12 Kizuki, positioned at upper level rank 1. We may see him appear in Tanjiro Kamado's memories, but there are episodes that are still not revealed in the actual anime. So, for this video, I would like to talk about the background and secret backstories of Yoriichi Tsugikuni, the strongest swordsman who taught Tanjiro's ancestors the breath of sun. I will thoroughly explain secret stories, thoughts, and episodes that were not revealed in the anime, so make sure to watch the video till the end. Let's begin! Yoriichi Tsugikuni's past. Yoriichi was born as a twin brother to a samurai family, the Tsugikuni family. However, at that time, having twins was considered a bad omen and was thought to bring tragedy to the family. Being born as half of a twin, with horrifying bruises on his forehead, he was hated by his father and almost got killed as soon as he was born. His mother desperately stopped his father, and Yoriichi was able to live. However, it was decided that he would have to leave home when he turns 10. You're a loathsome child and you will bring tragedy to the Tsugikuni family. When he was 2 years old, his father told him, "You're a loathsome child and you will bring tragedy to the Tsugikuni family." So Yoriichi held his breath and did not speak from then on. And because of that, his mother thought that Yoriichi was deaf because he never spoke. So she prayed to the Hinokami god and put flower card-like earrings on Yoriichi's ear as a charm. From that time on, Yoriichi has already seen a transparent world. Yoriichi had lived a life clinging to his mother without being able to speak until he was 7 years old. His brother, Michikatsu, felt sorry for his brother and taught him Sugoroku and how to fly kites. However, one day Michikatsu got scolded by his father for giving his things to Yoriichi, so Michikatsu gave Yoriichi his own flute. Yoriichi never showed how happy he was about it, but his flute became a treasure to him. One day, Michikatsu's sword trainer told Yoriichi to try it out and taught him how to swing the sword. But when Yoriichi did, he was able to knock the trainer down. Michikatsu began to burn with jealousy because of Yoriichi, who Michikatsu thought was inferior to him, was actually much better than himself. But not long after that, their mother died of an illness, and because their family saw Yoriichi's skill with the sword, his father tried to make him the successor, not Michikatsu. Yoriichi, who became aware of this, decided to leave home and took the flute that Michikatsu gave him. "I think about this flute you gave me as if it were you. Brother, no matter how far apart we are, I will work diligently every day," said Yoriichi and left the Tsugikuni family, meeting and parting from his loved one. For the first time in his life, Yoriichi became free. He constantly ran day and night farther from his home and eventually met a girl named Uta with obsidian eyes. Uta, who had lost all of her family members to the epidemic, stood alone in the rice paddies and wondered if she should take the tadpoles home to fill her loneliness. However, when Yoriichi asked, "Are you not going to take them home?" Uta replied, "I won't, because I feel sorry for these little ones who will get separated from their parents and siblings. Then I'll go home with you." When Yoriichi heard that, he replied, "Then I'll go home with you." Since then, Yoriichi and Uta have come to live together. Uta was a girl who talked a lot from morning till night. Uta also told Yoriichi that no one else could see through the body of living things. At that time, Yoriichi felt like he understood why he was different from everybody else. And 10 years later, Yoriichi and Uta got married and were able to conceive a child. He was so excited about having a family, but while he was away from her side to call a midwife for the birth of their child, Uta was brutally killed by a demon. Battle with Muzan Kibutsuji. After holding his dead wife's body for about 10 days, a swordsman who was chasing after the demon appeared, and after being told by him to bury the remains of his wife and child, he found out that there was an organization whose main purpose is to defeat and hunt demons. And so, he joined the Demon Slayer Corps. While living as a demon hunter, he met his brother Michikatsu, who grew up as a warlord. When Michikatsu got attacked by a demon, Yoriichi also taught the swordsman the proper breathing techniques and was very good at teaching that he got along well with the pillars at the time. Not long after that, Yoriichi crossed paths with Muzan Kibutsuji. At this moment, Yoriichi has mastered the art of the Breath of Sun, and has completely overpowered and cornered the most powerful demon, Muzan. However, just before he was able to defeat him, Muzan blew off his own body into 1,800 pieces. Yoriichi was able to cut off 1,500 of them, but missed the main part. At that time, Yoriichi was told that Michikatsu, who felt like he could not catch up with Yoriichi no matter how hard he trained, had become a demon in order to gain strength. Yoriichi was then expelled from the Demon Slayer Corps for not being able to defeat Muzan and for letting his own brother become a demon. The succession of the Breath of Sun. After what happened, he heads back to the place where he once lived with Uta. This is where he meets Sumiyoshi Kamado and his pregnant wife, Suyako, who were attacked by the demons. The Kamado family happened to find Yoriichi's old dilapidated house and used it as their own home. After Yoriichi saved the Kamado family, he went to call the midwife for Suyako, who was about to give birth, and the next day, Sumire, the daughter of the Kamado couple, was born safely. 2 years after that, Yoriichi wanted to open up about his upbringing and suffering to someone, so he visited the Kamado family to talk about his past. Yoriichi continued to blame himself for his sorrow, and Sumiyoshi sympathized but couldn't find a word to say to him. At that time, Suyako's daughter, Sumire, asked Yoriichi to carry her. With Suyako's permission, he carried and lifted Sumire high, and he saw Sumire's face as she laughed happily. Yoriichi shed tears as he remembered what he had almost forgotten, what he had lost, and what he should have protected. After that, he stayed with the Kamado family for a while, and Suyako asked Yoriichi if he could show them his swordsmanship. So, he showed the Kamado family all of the Breath of Sun's forms. Seeing the forms of the Breath of Sun, Sumiyoshi never blinked his eyes so that he wouldn't miss any part of it. When Yoriichi wielded his sword, Yoriichi looked like a spirit instead of a person. And this is why the Breath of Sun was passed down as Hinokami Kagura. After showing all the forms, Yoriichi decided it was time to leave the Kamado family. When they were just saying their goodbyes, Sumiyoshi said, "Please come and see us again." But Yoriichi just gave his earrings without answering. "Yoriichi-san, I'll catch up to you. We wouldn't be here without you. You're not worthless. Don't think you couldn't do anything. I'll never let anyone say that. I will pass down these earrings and the Breath of Sun to future generations, I promise." When he realized he would never see Yoriichi again, he shouted these words, as Yoriichi went farther and farther away from him. But as soon as Yoriichi heard that, he smiled and said, "Thank you." Thanks to Sumiyoshi Kamado's tradition of passing down the Breath of Sun as Hinokami Kagura, Tanjiro was able to learn the dance Hinokami Kagura, so he's able to master all of the 13 forms of Breath of Sun he needed to beat Muzan, losing his life in the battle against Kokushibo. One moonlit night more than a few decades later, Yoriichi, who has gotten old with age, crosses paths again, and confronts his brother, Michikatsu, who has become a demon. With tears of regret, Yoriichi cornered him in an instant with the same level of skill as he did when he was still younger. However, before he could finish his attack, Yoriichi died from old age as he stood on his feet. Even so, Kokushibo still pierced Yoriichi's body, and he saw a bag made of his late wife's kimono with a flute wrapped in it in Yoriichi's pocket. Even after a long time, he still cherished his brother, who betrayed him, and his wife, who got killed by a demon. I'm touched by Yoriichi's kind heart. However, this is not the end of the story between Yoriichi and Kokushibo. Surprisingly, after Kokushibo got torn and defeated in chapter 178, Yoriichi's precious flute came out of his kimono. Since the flute is broken in two, it is thought that it was the one that Yoriichi had before. Kokushibo may have hatred towards Yoriichi, but after seeing that he cherished Yoriichi's flute, it's kind of saddening to see. Here's my summary. So, this video I have thoroughly explained about the strongest swordsman, Yoriichi Tsugikuni, who taught Tanjiro's ancestors the Breath of Sun. While he had brilliant swordsmanship, he was also a person who lived a life filled with despair. Personally, I'm surprised that the Breath of Sun has such a long history. I'm glad that the Kamado family continued to pass it on to the next generation. How about you guys? Were there parts of the story that you liked or got surprised by? Please let us know in the comments down below. Also, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We will continue to showcase the charm of Kimetsu no Yaiba through ranking videos, commentaries, and the like, so please subscribe to the channel so you won't miss it. See you in the next video. Goodbye.